1 week to go till Christmas Day, and still there's much to do. I've still got gifts to wrap and loads of other stuff. Can't wait for Boxing Day, can't wait for Boxing Day, 'cause that's when I'll have the chance to take a nap. Hello lovelies, how are we? Hope everyone's doing okay, and thank you again for all the comments and thoughts. I got through some this morning. I still have some to read and answer, so apologies if I haven't got to yours yet. It's 20 to 2 as I'm recording this bit. I was on a Zoom call with my lovely dead friends this morning, so hello ladies again. And while speaking with them, I was working on the last 2 days Advent and today's, because I'd got a little behind. It's not often I say that. That's for you, Jenny. And so the last 3 bits of Advent in terms of yarn, there's the one that I opened the other day, the hand dyed. The second ball of the sugarcane yarn that I opened yesterday, and today it was cotton. So it's a cotton sort of beige colour. So I've made the stocking, made the loops, and put the leftovers onto the cat blanket. So this is coming to a reasonable size. And I'll have some larger pieces of sort of leftovers I can finish it off with as and when I need to, so that's all good. Today's prompt of the thing I have to do is to savour a piece of chocolate. So I have chocolate to savour. I was going to do a joke piece here and put a piece of chocolate in my mouth and then do a full When Harry Met Sally, shall we call it. But then I thought, no, that's probably quite disturbing. None of you need to see that, so I'm not going to do that. My memory is very related to yesterday's because, I mean, these were put in bags and then the bags were numbered and put in order randomly, so there was no intention to put them together, but my memory is OU summer school. So I was talking, I think it was yesterday, about my Open University. Obviously it's my Open University. I'm in my studies with the Open University, and part of the studies were the summer schools, and they were great fun. A lot of laughs, and also you're spending time with people who are sharing the same experience, learning the same things. You have shared interest. For the people doing science degrees, absolutely vital for their studies, because it gives them access to equipment and facilities that they may not have the rest of the time, as well as the you know, the tutorials that we're all having and the lectures that happen during summer schools. But it is the kind of shared experience that you then get chatting to people on summer schools. So they are a lot of fun. They used to be, I don't know if the academic year runs the same way with the OU anymore, but the course used to run from February to October. And so the summer schools were while universities were closed. So we would stay in university buildings. I went to York a couple of times. I went to Manchester. And we would be staying in halls, basically, in university, and using their facilities. So it felt like a sort of university experience. I remember an old school friend of mine who said that when she was doing her PhD, she remembers the OU experience, the OU students. They always looked as if they were having such a good time. Said with a tone of voice that suggested she wasn't at that particular point. But yeah, just really good fun. And, you know, I'm not going to pretend that I made lifelong friends at these events. Some people do. I've known of people who've met life partners there. Sometimes while still having life partners of their own. It is a very sort of closed environment. You go to the summer school, the time is pretty filled with tutorials and lectures and all the things that you want. So you're not sort of out in the real world much. So it does feel quite sort of detached from whatever your reality is. So you might ring home every day and sort of FaceTime and chat to people and that sort of thing. But you're very much in a bubble. But a good bubble, you know, it's good fun. It's good fun. So yes, that's my happy memory. Now, I did have a comment a few weeks ago from, I think, Doxy's mum, I hope I've got your name right on that, asking me to talk about British Christmas traditions. And I have been thinking about that, and I'm not sure that there are many that are specifically British. There are a few. They mostly relate to food, I think. Or maybe that's just my interpretation. However, one of the things I did think about was I mentioned Boxing Day in my song today. And I know that that's not a thing across all of the world. Certainly it's a thing in the UK. I think it is in countries that either are or were part of the Commonwealth. I think that's influence has spread. Boxing Day is essentially the 26th of December, or the Feast of Stephen, if you listen to Cooking Wenceslas. And it's a public holiday in the UK. Now, called Boxing Day, there are many versions of this, but the one I've most commonly heard is that it's the time when Christmas boxes were given out. And Christmas boxes are basically tips. And in fact, people still talk, if they're leaving a tip out for like the refuse collectors, they call it the Christmas box. And those who lived in grand houses, think Downton Abbey or something similar, on the day after Christmas, the staff would be given the day off to go and visit their own families. And they would be given their Christmas box, their tip, on that day. So that's why it was Boxing Day. It tends to be a day when, nowadays, the sales start in the shops. And you'll see all the TV adverts, you know, Boxing Day sale starts on Christmas Eve sometimes. Food-wise, it's a day when you have cold cuts because people have had the big roast dinner the day before, so it's the cold cuts and the buffet on Boxing Day. Actually, my favourite meal of the year. Love a bit of cold cuts and chips and stuff. So yes, that's sort of another sort of Boxing Day tradition. There was a time when it was a Boxing Day tradition to have a hunt, and this would be fox hunting, which I'm not sure of the current state of play. It became made illegal. I'm not sure if it got reinstated. I should know these things and I don't. Let me Google that. Thank you, Google. Fox hunting is illegal. It's illegal to hunt foxes with a pack of dogs. But you can use dogs to simulate hunting, for example, with drag or trail hunting. So yes. So this is, you know, people on horseback, red coats. Sorry, hunting pink, it's called, not red, even though it is red. Fox runs through the countryside, dogs chase the fox. People in bright coats on horseback chase the dogs. Then it all gets particularly nasty. Never been a fan, but that's a Boxing Day tradition as well, but an illegal one at the moment. I think there are still hunts happening. People will tell you it's pest control, by the way. That there are still hunts happening, but not chasing foxes. Their snares and scent trails are established, basically. So that's Boxing Day. But yeah, it's a day off work, unless you work in retail. Today I have, talking of day off work, I have work to do, so I'm going to do that shortly. And then we're on the last week before Christmas. I have a visit tomorrow. Tuesday, it's somebody's birthday. It's my mate man's birthday on Tuesday, so we'll be heading out and about. I've also got some evening things happening this week. Drumming Christmas party, meeting up with some friends, so that will all be good. And I will hopefully do better than I did yesterday and remember to take some recording of it. Have a good day, everyone. Thank you for being here. Look after yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and take care. Thanks. Bye bye.